The weather's great on the set of this morning's Carolina People. Wish you were here. Find out why, coming up next. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Atlantic Eye, Laser Eye Center on Highway 17 bypass in Murrells Inlet, a little south of Inlet Square Mall. We're focused on the American Red Cross Heroes Campaign, and we're visiting with its chairman, the many-year meteorologist of the year, Ed Piotrowski. Excuse me, I had to get it out. The multi-year, which is a big deal. I think 04, 05, 06.
I'm just
and
fortunate,
maybe even, we're excited to see what happens in 07. Congratulations.
We'll see. Thank you very much, Craig.
The Red Cross Heroes Campaign has kicked off strong already. Today's the day, right?
Yes, today's the day we do the kickoff. We're going to be at Margaritaville from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. today. And it's a big celebrity waiter event. To put it simply, a lot of TV and radio folks will be out there. Mayor John Rhodes will be there.
Is that right?
Mrs. South Carolina Barbara Graham, Greg Rolls and Kelly Lane from the Alabama Theater, and can't forget Bogey from the Carolina Opry.
The Carolina Opry, yes.
We'll be serving everybody and doing crazy things for tips. So if you'd like to come on out to Margaritaville today at 11 o'clock.
It's at 11 at Margaritaville there at Broadway the Beach.
Yes,
Jimmy
Broadway
Buffett's famous place, yeah.
Yes, and going to be live entertainment there as well, a huge silent auction, and we're just looking forward to having a lot of folks out there and having a good time.
This is something the Red Cross has been doing. Is this the first year at Margaritaville doing this celebrity luncheon?
Yeah. We had done an event similar to this for another organization about 10 years ago at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Right.
And they asked me to be the chairman this year, and I said, hey, why don't we resurrect that? That was a lot of fun. So we brought it to the Red Cross, and this is the first year for it, and ticket sales have been strong, and we're looking forward to having more folks out there.
Is the event sold out, or could viewers get out today?
No, if they want to come on out today, we'd love to have them. Provided the weather stays nice, we'll have them out on the back deck if necessary, but there'll be tickets available at the door, and they're $50.
50.
Right, but it's a nice write-off, great food, and entertainment for 3 hours.
So folks could just make their checks out to the American Red Cross?
Yes.
Okay.
Just show up, and we'll find them a place to sit and have a good time.
Well, that's tremendous, Ed. And of course, something that's a 10-year-old idea, as you say, being resurrected, but obviously a lot of folks have known about this, and they're ready to work.
I think they are. The media folks jumped on board pretty quickly. You know, they love to get out there and cut up and have a good time, and it'll be interesting to see how many of these media folks have to get up and actually do karaoke. If you can pay for that for $50 or $25, you can have your favorite television or radio person get up there and sing.
So even Ed Piotrowski would for the right price.
I may double it and just not sing at all. I may run people out of there, but oh well.
I love it. I love it. Well, having the mayor there is a big deal. Getting John Rhodes out, the mayor of Myrtle Beach.
Now, seeing him karaoke, that will be quite a treat, too.
Yeah, much more than that. Much more than that. You know, as we think about the American Red Cross and their Heroes campaign, this is something that's not just today. This goes on for how long, Ed?
It goes on for the entire month. It kicks off today with the actual Heroes Kickoff event. But this is their biggest fundraiser the entire year, so it runs through the month of March. There's many different things that we've got going on during the month of March to help raise the money that they need. And as we've talked about, the American Red Cross is so vital in our own community. So many people think about the Red Cross helping out in big natural disasters like a Katrina. But we're talking about things like fires in our hometowns here. And so far this year, just really in the last 7 months, the Red Cross has spent over $81,000 and helped more than 500 families locally who have been burnt out of their homes. And that's their own personal disasters.
We're in Georgetown County right now, so the Coastal South Carolina chapter of the American Red Cross has a big impact not only on Horry County, but also this county in, am I correct, is it Williamsburg County as well? So 3-county area.
Exactly. And when there's a fire, emergency preparedness calls them, and they're there to pick up the pieces to give them food, clothing, and shelter immediately. And without the Red Cross and all the fine folks who donate, that wouldn't be possible.
You know, a lot of folks, as you said, have misperceptions about the Red Cross, thinking, of course, it was founded by the government, but it's not supported by the government on a regular basis. So truly, donations, whether it's if they can't be there today at the celebrity luncheon, some of the other events during the month. Let's highlight some of those other big events you've got going on during the month of March.
Okay. We have a restaurant division that Mike Arakis has led up and done a phenomenal job with. And what he's basically done is gotten some of our local restaurants on a particular day, and on our television station, we will, of course, promote that and let people know where to go. But on a particular day, these restaurants will give a portion of their proceeds to the American Red Cross. And to do this, they've agreed to already give at least $1,000 and anything above that. So we can't thank them enough.
And you have how many restaurants?
We have 18 so far.
Already? Wow. So can more restaurants get involved?
If you'd like to be involved, feel free to call 477-0020. That's the Red Cross.
Great.
And they will get you signed up.
And just say, I'm with the restaurant and we want to be involved in helping raise funds for the Heroes campaign.
And they'll get you in the right place.
That's wonderful. Well, obviously, a lot of promotion has to go in and utilizing WPDE and CW21, but this is something that all the TV and radio stations I'm sure are interested in.
We have a lot of great folks from TV 13. We have folks from Fox that'll be there.
Great.
A lot of radio stations that are there as well. So with an event like this, there really is no competition. It's all about just all of us coming together and using what we can bring to the table as a media group to help a great cause like this. So
oh, yeah.
Should be fun.
You've also got another big event later in the month of March.
It's called Hooray for Hollywood. It's March 15th, and this is going to be a glitzy, glamorous kind of a thing on a Saturday, a red carpet affair, if you will. And Dino's TV variety show will be doing a great show out there with hors d'oeuvres. There'll be photos that you can take with all these fine folks. You'll get to see Dean Martin, Dolly Parton, Marilyn Monroe.
Get down.
Just all kinds of great stuff like that.
Dean Martin's going to be there?
Yes, he will be there.
And
Marilyn Monroe.
I love it, dude.
Among others.
How much are these tickets?
I think they're $50. Now, if you want the VIP treatment, you can do that for $75. But that will be a lot of fun, I can assure you. And you can. We're inviting you to dress up like your favorite celebrity. And it's Barbara Graham stated it perfectly. It's like Halloween, or Halloween. What was it again? Halloween Hollywood in the spring.
Yeah.
So
Halloween,
it'll be neat to dress
Hollywood.
up in March.
I love it.
Oh,
It'll be March 15th. That's a Saturday night. It'll be held where?
It'll be held at the Litchfield Beach and Golf Resort. I think it's the golf resort. Yes, it is.
Right. Sure.
So feel free to. We gave you the phone number, but. Every one of these events are on the Red Cross's homepage.
Great.
And all you have to do there is go to coastalscarc.org.
Okay, coastalscarc.org. Or as you said, just pick up the phone, 843-477-0020. And the great thing about the Litchfield location, right there in the heart of the three-county service area.
And it's really a beautiful theater, too, that they have there. And they'll have that all set up just to have a lot of fun and take photos. It's just going to be a fun night, we think, and a lot of people will hopefully be on board for that as well.
And that's very reasonable price. And again, with that being a donation to the Red Cross, but B, the opportunity to be with Dean Martin and Marilyn Monroe. And of course, Ed Piotrowski, Dolly Parton, and Barbara Graham.
Yeah, we'll all be there.
Yeah,
and we hope to get you there, perhaps.
There'll be a lot of tremendous folks there. You know, so many things have to happen to put on big events. And when you think about a lot of time involved year-round, the Heroes campaign is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, fundraiser for the Red Cross during the year.
It is. About a year ago, it was just about a year ago, Nancy and Angela came to me and asked me about being the Heroes campaign chairman. And I agreed because it so much works with what I do. I mean, we constantly have to forecast disasters, whether they're tornadoes or hurricanes, and they're there to pick up the pieces. But it's been quite a process of planning here for at least the last 6 or 7 months of getting this all done, because they do have that 1 month to really push for donations and make a difference in the community for a lot of folks that need the help.
Folks who show up today at the luncheon, 11 to 2, I think you highlighted there are also some auction items, an opportunity to bid on and drive up the prices for some auction items. Share with viewers, these are many things that people just couldn't get on the open market. The opportunity to bid on them and bid competitively to raise money for the Red Cross. Today's the day.
I was very fortunate back in October to meet with a couple of ladies, Mary Beth and Catherine, who did a phenomenal silent auction at their church for an event they were doing there. And they came on board and are, along with Jennifer Sweat, I should add, and have come up with some amazing silent auction items that include, we've got a week at Holden Beach, a beach house at Holden Beach, a 5-bedroom, 4.5 bath. That's valued at $2,800.
Wow!
Greg Rolls is doing a private concert with the Alabama guitar and fiddler player, and Jimmy's Hibachi is going to cater that for 20 people.
I saw that with a tremendous value. I think it was $5,000.
Yeah, $5,000.
I believe it.
If you've ever heard Greg sing, he really is amazing.
He is.
We got 2 nights stay for 2 people at the Marina Inn at Grand Dunes, which is beautiful there. We have a 2-night stay.
Golf, I think, may be included with that.
Yeah, the Dye Club, Presswick. I mean, all sorts of different golf places, golf courses to play your golf game at. And I mean, massages, gift certificates to Best Buy, Circuit City,
Right.
to all kinds of restaurants, and we've even got 2 tickets, airfare included, and 2-night stay at the grand opening of the Panama City Margaritaville.
Come on.
So if you're a Jimmy Buffett fan, this
Yeah,
might be the event for you.
That's the one. I mean, the
Exactly.
opportunity to know. I mean, surely in Panama City.
Oh, beautiful there too. Maybe
Yeah.
not as pretty as Myrtle Beach, but
Right,
close
right.
second, right?
But surely a little easier trip for Jimmy Buffett. The expectation is he will make the trip right up the
Mm-hmm.
coastline there.
that's what the hope is, and so it might be a golden opportunity to run into Jimmy Buffett.
How exciting.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big deal, Ed.
It is. So we're excited about it. I think the silent auction alone is going to raise quite a bit of money because it's like you said, it's not easy to find these things out there at these prices that you're going to be able to bid on.
Right,
So.
very definitely. We will not, folks that attend will not be bidding against Ed Piotrowski. I mean, there
Oh.
are, although you guys want to, of course, keep the bids up high and make sure all the dollars are raised for the Red Cross. It's not like you're taking any money home. So.
No, I mean I will bid on some of this stuff. I can
Right.
assure you that.
Right.
I mean I love eating out and I love playing golf, even though I'm terrible at it. So might as well bid on some of the stuff and see what happens.
I love it, Ed. For viewers who may watch only Fox or WBTW, may not know much about you being
Sure.
not only the meteorologist of the year, but also best weathercaster in the state of South
Lord.
Carolina twice. Not
Yeah,
just once, but twice in the last 12 years. That's
I don't know how that
incredible.
happens, but I'll take it.
That's a big deal, and a lot of other tremendous awards, and the national, of course, being nominated from the National Hurricane Weather Centers. I guess they've got big awards as well. That's
Yeah, they have a
big
media award for, and that basically just boils down to educating the public about hurricanes and hurricane preparedness. And one of the things I do as part of my job, not only speak on television about the weather, but it's so vitally important to get people ready for hurricanes long before they ever get here. So one of the missions I have, in addition to speaking to a lot of schools,
Sure.
is to talk to adults about how they can get their home and businesses prepared for hurricanes.
Right.
Because you can't do it at the last minute. If you wait to the last minute, it's never going to happen. So it's good to get out there and do that because you just never know. We know we're going to get hit by a major hurricane. We just don't know if it's this year or 50 years from now.
5 nights a week, 5, 6, 10, and 11.
Yes.
You're on air
Quite a bit.
tonight, 5, 6, 10,
Right.
and 11. You're going to be working away at the celebrity luncheon this afternoon, and then on air. That's a heavy weekday load.
It is. But it's fun. As I tell people, I'm not out there in the heat of the day laying concrete, which is a very difficult job, I'm
Right.
sure.
Right.
I'm sitting in an air-conditioned room looking at computers and coming up with my forecast. And so I'm very fortunate to do what I've always have loved and had a passion to do. So.
Yeah. Speaking of that, when did the love bug actually hit you? Was that growing up? Are you originally from the Carolinas?
No, my dad was a career Marine, 30 years. And so I was born in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Is that right?
Yeah, a lot of
Ed?
people.
Wow.
Too bad I was 2 years old when I moved away, so I don't remember any of it. But I think I just became fascinated with weather because we lived in so many places, from California, New Jersey, the Carolinas, South Texas. But Carolinas are home. My entire family, mom and dad, and all my brothers and sisters live in North and South Carolina.
Is that right? Yeah.
This is really home. My dad, when he retired, stayed in Jacksonville, North Carolina. So
Good.
it's been a good thing. They're just far enough away that they're not here every weekend.
Right.
But they can come whenever
They
they
come
want.
down. Of course, they've got a great beach there.
Oh, yeah.
Some tremendous beaches. The Marines or the
Oh,
military
yeah.
base would have almost a private beach up there.
They do, actually, on
Right.
Camp Lejeune. There's a beach, obviously a lot in Onslow County, that's specifically for military families.
I think I heard about that recently from somebody who was visiting from Lejeune who highlighted that one end of the beach is for families and the other end is kind of the younger
Marines.
crowd there, the Marines themselves that are out enjoying
There's
the beach.
a lot of young people in that town for sure.
That's
Marines.
right. Were you ever on the air in that market?
I was in New Bern, North Carolina. The
Right.
great thing is I went to NC State, and
Oh, yeah.
my very first job I did weekends at WCTI, the ABC station there, which happened to be in the home market. So it was neat for my mom and dad to go to work and have,
Oh, yeah.
hey, I saw your son this morning on television.
I love it.
So-
I love it.
And I was there for 3 years, and then 14 years ago, our company asked about coming down here, and I said sure. And man, I've loved it ever since.
You've been in this market for 14
years,
Ed.
yeah.
My Lord.
I know, I've surprised myself.
That's amazing. Yeah, what is the normal track for a meteorologist? I mean, is there a desire oftentimes to continue to move up, or if you find a great market like the Myrtle Beach, Florence market, just to stay here?
I think a lot of people, when they first get into the business, they want to get to a market of Myrtle Beach's size and try to move on to a bigger and better market as they think. But when I got here, I probably had that same idea, but I just fell in love with the area. It was conveniently close to my family, and I just have zero desire to go anywhere. I mean, the only way I'm leaving here is if they let us go. So I plan to stay as long as they'll allow me to stay. But yeah, I have no desire to go anywhere else. I just love the area. My wife loves the area. So.
Is your wife from the area?
She's not, but we met in Jacksonville also. Her father was in the Navy, mine was in the Marine Corps. So.
Sure. Yeah.
So her family's relatively close as well. So
oh, yeah. That's
works out
exciting.
Mm-hmm.
What is your typical day like, Ed? If you weren't doing the Celebrity Waiter luncheon
Right.
today, how do you prep for 5, 6, 10, and 11?
Okay. Typically, if I'm not doing any speaking engagements, I'm at the office between 2 and 3 o'clock. And the first thing we always do as a meteorologist, you always look outside and see what's happening now. Because if you don't know what's happening now, you can't forecast into the future. But so then we go through a bunch of our models, as we call them, which are just maps that we look at to help us determine what's happening now, looking into the future. And then, as I tell the children all the time, one of my favorite parts of my job is I get to color every day. We get to get all the maps and put them together, and then we get prepared and do the 6, 7, 10, and 11, and they're live, and we get our
6,
dinner break.
7, 10, and 11.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I said 5.
Oh, that's okay.
Right. 6, 7, 10, and 11.
We do a tease at 5 o'clock, but that's about it.
Yeah, right, sure.
But that's it in a nutshell. Just preparing all the graphics, preparing the forecast, and you spend 3 or 4 hours getting all that ready to speak on television for about 3 or 4 minutes. So it's obviously important to be clear and concise with what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, very good point. But, of course, your area here, I mean, an 8-county central focus area, 3 regions, southeastern North Carolina, the PD region of this state, and obviously the Strand. I mean, a lot of focus on Horry and Georgetown, but a lot more of your viewers are outside of these 2 counties, or at least outside of Horry.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, we say we go almost to Columbia, all the way up into Lumberton and Laurinburg,
Sure,
and
almost
they're
to Fayetteville, yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
And there are vast differences in the weather a lot of times.
Right.
I've seen situations where it's 70 in Myrtle Beach, and I kid you not, and it's 38 in Florence.
Oh, come on.
I'm not kidding you. We have wedge situations that cause that situation.
Yeah, what would cause that?
Well, often cold air is very dense, so it comes down the east side of the mountains, and warmer air tries to work in off the ocean. It can make it in off the ocean to about Myrtle Beach, maybe get to 70 with that warmer air, but the cold air is locked in across the PD and on the border belt. I kid you not, I've seen that before.
That's amazing, yeah.
It's pretty amazing. So that's very difficult to forecast.
That would make it difficult to get the word across to viewers there. Don't travel inland. You need to stay right here.
Oh, yeah, that's so true.
How exciting, Ed, for you. And as you think about the changes in meteorology, let's say even just in the last 14 years, the time you've been here at WPDE and CW21, I mean, what are some of the biggest changes that have occurred in the last 14 years? Does anything really stick out?
When I first got here, Doppler radar was not on the air yet here, and we bought our very first system. I remember the very first system we bought at WPD was a Doppler radar system. So we were the first to actually bring Doppler radar to the market and to explain to people exactly what that meant.
Yeah, and explain it real quick. We got a few minutes. What is the significance of Doppler radar?
Most radars basically can detect precipitation. They send out an electromagnetic beam. And part of that beam is returned if it hits an object, whether it's a raindrop, a tree, whatever it is. And by determining how much of that energy is returned, it can map how heavy the rain is. Okay, so most radars do that. What Doppler radar does also is it detects air motion. And so we know whether the air is moving toward us or away from us. And if we see any sort of a circulation that looks something like this within the thunderstorm, it might be an indication that the storm is rotating and could be producing a tornado. So Doppler radars can see tornadoes forming before they actually touch down a lot of times. Not always. It's not perfect, but it gives us at least some lead time when it comes to tornado
Very
warnings.
important.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
Doppler's particularly important for tornado-prone
Yes.
areas, right?
And it constantly is evolving. There are new radars out there called dual polar radars that can send out a beam this way and actually detect the shapes of different objects in the atmosphere. So you know if it's a snowflake or if it's a sleet pellet or a raindrop. So it basically can detect precipitation types by doing that. That's a little bit down the road in our market.
Yeah, that's right. These are, I assume, pretty pricey, very expensive things for TV stations to go after.
The government has an array of Doppler radars, of course, that most of us use on television.
Right.
An individual Doppler radar, and the prices vary, but some are as cheap as $250,000. You can get them for a couple of million easily.
Oh, my Lord, yeah.
It's a huge investment for a television station, and typically in smaller markets, it's a little more difficult to do. So.
Right. So there is some level of piggybacking on the government, who assumably has the most up-to-date
absolutely
everything there. And of course, there's also a good Is there a sense ever of working together with other meteorologists,
Sure.
either in market or out of market?
Yeah, we, you know, a lot of people look at the folks that are on television and think they must hate each other because
Oh,
we're
right.
competitors.
Big competitors, yeah.
But you know, I'm very fortunate that the guys that have been here as meteorologists in this market, I've gotten along with very well.
Sure.
Don Lors at 13 was a great friend of mine.
Right.
Frank's a real nice guy at 13.
Yeah,
We have a
sure.
good time together when we see each other. And I know in some television markets around the country, they're bitter rival
Obviously
enemies.
brutal, yeah.
You know, there's a piece of the pie for everybody, the way I look at it, and I just do my job the best I can. I can't control what everybody else does or what they say,
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
we get along really well, I think.
Good for you. That's a good thing, and folks should, and I'm sure the anchors probably feel the same way. You all have you're the face for the TV station much of the year, which is great.
We get to go out and have all the fun a lot of times,
Right.
and can have the personalities on television. Anchors, it's a little more difficult because of the hard news that they have to read a lot of times,
Right,
but
right.
it's fun.
What is the most frequently asked question for you, Ed? Let's say from the students, maybe fifth grade, sixth grade. What are the questions that really pop up, or one in particular that stands out?
Just as in my job in general, every child wants to know how much money we make.
Oh, wow. Well,
yeah, the
stay
teachers
away
get a
from
little,
that.
yeah. And then, and it's not nearly as much as what people think. They think
Right,
because we're on
right.
television, we make
Oh,
a
yeah.
fortune. But
Sure.
I think the next big question is, you know, can it really snow when it's really, really cold? Or you hear that often, it can't snow when it's really cold, which is not true. But
Right.
to make a long story short there, the colder it is, the less moisture in the air, so the snowflakes are much smaller. But it can snow at any temperature
Really?
below freezing. So
Anything below 32.
32 degrees,
Yeah,
exactly. And, you know, some of the questions we'll get into the weather office a lot of times, which are, you know, today, February 28th. You know, hey, my daughter's getting married in August. Can you tell me what the weather's going to be like on August 22nd at 4 o'clock in the afternoon?
Oh, my. Wow.
So long-range forecasting is nowhere near as accurate as you would think, and it's very difficult. But that's probably the biggest ones we get.
And for you, Ed, as a child growing up, what was it early on? I don't think I asked you that directly. What was it that spurred the interest in meteorology?
I've always just loved the weather. I remember living in South Texas
Right.
and Corpus Christi, where it never snows. And I remember the meteorologist getting on there saying, we have a chance of ice. And I would take the maps and take them to school with me and show the kids, like, hey, this is what's going to happen today. And
Really?
you know, blame it on the weather guys if it was wrong.
Right.
But yeah, my high school project was on hurricanes with the local meteorologist down there who I had been here at Myrtle Beach for 10 years. I saw him at a conference and said, you're not going to believe this, but I actually did a high school project with you, and now I'm a meteorologist in another market. So
Yeah.
it was kind of strange for him to hear that, 20 years ago.
I bet. How exciting.
Yeah, I just always
Yeah.
had that passion. I've been very
Right.
lucky to follow that and make a career out of it. So
That's wonderful. Well, of course, the real focus is the Red Cross, the big kickoff, which really starts today with the celebrity luncheon. And folks can, if they missed talking about it just a few minutes ago, they can get out there today. Just show up at 11. Will there be a cutoff when they can't get in? I mean, do they need to be there at 11, 11:30? If they can't get out of work until noon, can they still come on over?
That was discussed in our meeting just last week. They can show up whenever they want.
Okay.
The food will be there. They'll have plenty of food. We obviously want you to get there as early as you can so you can maximize your time there.
Right,
but
right.
if you can't get there until 12:30, 1 o'clock, we'll take you and have a lot of fun. And
Right.
we'll be doing everything that we're doing at 11 o'clock right through 2 o'clock. So.
Until 2 o'clock. I think you mentioned the auction cuts off at 1:30.
Yes,
So
good
if you want to
point.
get in, is there a live auction component or all silent?
No, it's going to be all silent. People
Okay.
can come in and they'll get a number. They'll register for the number, and then we'll hopefully get people bidding on this stuff, and then make the announcement at 1:30 so people can get back to work if they desire to do so.
Great, good. And now you highlighted some of the other events in the restaurant component, where in one single day you'll be promoting obviously which restaurants it is
Sure.
on WPD and CW21 during the course of
The month of
March. Okay.
Right. What I'll do is the night before, for instance, take Krabby Mike's. That's
Right.
Mike Arrakis restaurant.
Yes.
The night before, I'll say, hey, Krabby Mike's tomorrow is going to donate a portion of their proceeds to the American Red Cross, so we hope you'll go to their restaurant and
Right.
eat a meal there, because some of that's going to help the Red Cross. And we'll do that during the month of March. And one other event that I wanted to mention
Oh, yeah,
was
please.
the Carolina Opry is doing 2 shows on the 7th and the 8th.
Right.
And what they're going to do is give a portion of their proceeds from those 2 shows to the American Red Cross. But here's the catch. You've got to buy the tickets through the American Red Cross website. You go to their website, as we've talked about.
Right. CoastalSCARC.org. Okay.
You go there, go ahead and register there, and they'll give you $2 off the tickets, and half of the proceeds from those ticket purchases will go to the American Red Cross. So we encourage you, if you want to see Great Vibration Show on March 7th
Right.
or the traditional show on March 8th, If you register through the Red Cross website, you'll get a discount and you'll help the Red Cross tremendously.
And half of the proceeds
Half,
will go
yeah.
to the American Red Cross.
I think that's very generous of the Carolina Opry to do that.
Get down.
So.
That is
Oh,
tremendous.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Good
They've
post.
done so much. Last Thursday, the Herald highlighted the pageant, the Miss Myrtle
Oh,
Beach
yes.
pageant, which was just held there at the Carolina Opry. They're doing some great things.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly, you've got great support from all the theaters with Greg Rolls helping out
Oh, yeah.
this late morning and early afternoon. Ed, sorry we've run out of time.
Thank you, sir, for
Thanks so
having
much
me.
for being with us
Thanks,
this
Greg.
morning. Good luck on the entire campaign.
Thank you, and thanks for everything you do as well.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Chief Meteorologist, WPDE News Channel 15, Ed Piotrowski, coming up next. You know, I know it's about 7:25, and you wouldn't normally be pulling out a pen or paper, but you got to take the time to write these numbers down. These are real numbers, and they're dealing with families that have been impacted by fire, tornadoes, hurricanes, but more recently, fires. Take the time to write this down. 477-0020, 843-477-0020. That's the number for the Coastal South Carolina chapter of the American Red Cross. There's also, of course, a tremendous date. The date is March 15th. You can be out at the Hooray for Hollywood event down at Litchfield Beach Resort. March 7th and 8th up at the Carolina Opry are the tremendous days, the Carolina Opry days, to benefit the American Red Cross. And then today, from 11 to 2, you can get out to Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. Take the time to go to Broadway at the beach. The celebrity waiters will be out there. Not only Ed Piotrowski and Mayor Rhodes and Greg Rolls, but a whole slew of other folks will be out there. You can be there, $50 per person, but take the time. Go online to coastalscarc.org. coastalscarc.org. There's a lot of information there. It highlights that $81,000 have been spent in the last 7 months to impact and benefit 500 victims of fires in our area alone. In these three counties, Horry, Georgetown, and Williamsburg counties, there's a reason Ed Piotrowski's sitting here at 7 a.m., rushing up to Broadway at the beach at 11 a.m., and then getting on air at 6, 7, 10, and 11 to get the word out about the American Red Cross. It's because of the people in our area that are being impacted. Go online or take the time to pick up the phone, but make a difference for the families in our area.